Congratulations on your new job. Before you start working here, we invite you to watch this film on equality in the workplace. Australopithecines and Homo secatus are equal to Homo sapiens in every way.
But if we're so equal, how come there are so many problems?
Well, Susan, let's watch the history of Australopithecines. Both Homo sapiens and Australopithecines started out in Africa. It was there that life and civilization began. From Africa, both species migrated to other parts of the world, including Europe, Asia, and even here, America. Australopithecines migrated to America first. They settled in the south and southwest area of the United States. Soon after, the Homo sapiens followed suit and settled in the other parts of North America. The two species existed in relative perfect harmony for hundreds of years. It was during this time that Australopithecines began to evolve into what we know them today. Their evolutionary changes mirrored and followed the evolution of the Homo sapiens. They lost much of the body hair and their skin color is just as varied. However, Australopithecines are on average larger and have greater muscle mass than humans. Their facial features are slightly different. They have larger jaws, larger faces, and more pronounced sagittal crests. And now Australopithecines have been reclassified as Homo secatus. It wasn't until the Europeans came to the Americas for the first time that Homo secatus life in the Americas came under threat. The native Homo sapiens population on the eastern coast was taken over and the Europeans colonized that area. The Homo secatus population in the south kept quiet and non-confrontational. As turmoil and disorder began to rise in the colonies, the state of affairs between the colonies and England began to heat up. Once the Revolutionary War began, the colonial states realized they could not do it alone. Soon they called upon the help of the Homo secatus population in the south. Homo secatus joined the war effort due to the agreement with the colonial states. If they helped to defeat the English, they would be allowed to inhabit the southwest area of the Americas with no danger of being disrupted. After the win against the English, a Declaration of Independence was written which included the Homo secatus states as independent demi-countries among the United States as a whole. The southern Homo secatus states became a part of the United States. However, they were allowed their own separate government. The United States existed in harmony for a long while following the war. It wasn't until 1849 that more interaction between the two species occurred.
There's gold in these pots!
During the gold rush in California in 1849, both Homo sapiens and Homo secatus people attempted to strike it rich. With the huge influx of both species in one area, an instant equal understanding was achieved and integration was realized almost instantly. With integration achieved so successfully in California and the West Coast in general, the two governments began to assimilate with each other. For over half a century, both governing bodies began to slowly join together until 1919. The two governments joined together with the Central Governing Pact of 1919, which united the country totally for the first time ever.
Wow, what a crazy history. That is so interesting.
A beautiful history for such a beautiful species.
But even after the Central Governing Pact of 1919, some states are still socially resistant to integration.
Wow, what a shame. Go on.
Integration became a social issue that the government had to deal with. They began to introduce amendments and laws which aided the integration process. These laws were instituted to help Homo secatus integration in the northern states, specifically those in New England. And unfortunately, this social resistance to integration and an overall resistance to Homo secatus people still exists today.
Susan, come with me to our new state-of-the-art smart board. Let's take a look at the proper ways to interact with the Homo secatus people in the workplace.
Wow, Bob, look at that.
As you can see, our sales are really low.
Look at this pie chart.
Wow, this is a hairy situation we're in.
Harry?
As you can see, our sales are really low.
Look at the pie chart.
Wow, this is a hairy situation we're in.
You are absolutely right. We could be in a lot of trouble.
is that gross smell? What is that gross smell?
Oh, it's the trash can.
Where's your club? Is this your club? Sandwich? Yeah.
So how do you make a tissue dance? I don't know. Put a little boogie in it.
Hey guys.
Oh, hey.
Oh. So why do seagulls fly over the sea? Because if they flew over the bay, they'd be bagels.
Oh my god. Oh, this is good.
Hey guys. Sorry, I got a cold. Nice tie.
Thanks.
Susan, so why do Homo sapiens still feel superior?
Well, Bob, here's the thing. During our separate development as species, Homo secatus developed slower than Homo sapiens. For most of this time, the Homo secatus brain was smaller and had a smaller CC size. This gave Homo sapiens a sort of superiority complex. However, nowadays, the brain sizes are almost completely even.
So interesting. And for you, imagine a place where you might be the minority, and think about how you would want to be treated. And always remember, let's work together!
Ryan, will you be my baby?